Gentleman from 3.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to debate in favor of the bill. Justice Marshall said in Marbury versus Madison, all laws which are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void. And our system of government sets up a system where there is built-in conflicts, or is this idea of checks and balances. And the Constitution recognizes that by the 3 branches of government that we've got. And it's also recognized in the court system by an appellate system. And when you appeal up the appellate system, when you get to the higher levels, you get more than 1 judge. And at the Supreme Court, we have 9 justices. Well, why don't we just have 1 justice? Why do we have 9? We have 9 because we recognize that people make mistakes, and we think that we have an odd number and a kind of a larger number that will be likely to get a correct decision out of a majority. The Bill of Rights also sets up protections that play into those checks and balances. The protection on search and seizure, needing an indictment before you go forward with a criminal case, is all checks in the system that recognize that people make mistakes, or maybe bodies of people might abuse their power at some point in time. And so we have these built-in checks on a system. But the Constitution really sets up kind of a mechanical system by which we govern ourselves. And it was the Declaration of Independence that set up, or that outlined for us what the spirit of America is all about. And we got to remember that America wasn't founded by some kind of a military coup or some kind of a takeover by a military force. America was founded by the signing of a document, and that's a legal document, and that's the Declaration of Independence. And I want to pick up reading out of the Declaration of Independence immediately where the good gentleman from 16 stopped. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever such form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundations on such principles in organizing its powers in such form as to them may seem to be most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Those are words out of the founding document of the United States of America. And this House Bill 117 doesn't even come close to going that far. It is just saying that we, as the sovereign state of Idaho and as its elected representatives, believe that the Congress has overstepped its bounds, and we're defending the rights of our people to push back and to not have imposed on us really a system of health care that we cannot afford at the present time. We are in the court system. We've had some good results so far. I think that this bill is entirely appropriate as a way to weigh in as the legislature of the state of Idaho and say that we think Congress has overstepped its bounds. This isn't the last chapter of that saga. There's going to be more to be played out. We might be here next year with more legislation, as I doubt if this whole issue will be resolved in a year. But I think this is a very appropriate step for us to take, and I'd encourage you to vote yes on the bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.